Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Sunday, March 30th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, Cash App $, ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got some MLB action this Sunday afternoon, the Athletics versus the Seattle Mariners, and we're also doing coverage on the NASCAR Cup Series, and I can't wait to be able to see if Napa know how Chase Elliott can end up, being in the victory circle and victory lane, and he's up front right now in first place, so I like that, and hopefully the Mariners can rebound from, these last two disappointing games. We want to make sure we're at least tying up the set. Game one, we had to come back and win. Game two, we got stomped. Yesterday, it was a winnable game, and we kind of let it slip through our fingers, but we got Brian Wu on the mound, one of our best pitchers, so I feel very confident today that we can get the job done. Martinsville, it's been exciting, short track, and they're about over 100 laps in. It's a 400-lap race, so they're at, 111 laps? So we're going to be able to kind of cover both. And by the time that Martinsville is over, the game should be over around that same time as well. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Sunday. Let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into these starting lineups. Let's get it. And on the thumb, you know what it is. It is the year of the woo, Brian Woo. Let's go, baby. I can't wait. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Athletics. Leading off for the A's in right field, one of the best players on the team, it's LB Lawrence Butler. Batting second, DHing for the Athletics, the best player on the team, Brent Rooker. Batting third, playing center field, J.J. Bleday. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder today, Miguel Andujar. Batting fifth, playing first base, Tyler Soderstrom. Batting sixth for the Athletics, shortstop Jacob Wilson. Batting seventh, playing third base for the A's, Gio Urshela. Batting eighth, catching today for the Athletics, Johnny Pereda. And batting ninth, playing second base for the Athletics, Max Schumann. And on the mound for the A's, it is J.P. Sears. And obviously the Athletics pitching has been very, very good. Osvaldo Bido yesterday, everyone has been wheeling and dealing against the Mariners, but hopefully we can rough up J.P. Sears here this afternoon. We need the dub. All right, baby, here we go. Now let's get into the starting lineups for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in right field, Victor Robles. Batting second, playing center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting third, catching today for the Mariners, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Batting fifth for the Seattle Mariners, DHing today, Mitch Garver. Batting sixth, playing first base, acquired from the Padres. Hopefully they'll get some more photos up for him in a Mariner uniform. I'm still waiting for the photographers, Donovan Solano. Batting seventh, playing third base today for Jorge Polanco, Demo Dylan Moore. Batting eighth, playing second base for the Mariners, Ryan Bliss. And batting ninth, playing shortstop for Seattle, J.P. Crawford. And on the mound, one of my favorite pitchers on the team. It is the year of the woo. Who is it? It is Brian Woo! Let's go, baby. We need a strong outing. Bryce did pretty good, but again, it's hard to be able to win if you can't manufacture hits and runs. And typically, any starting pitcher, can give up 1 to 3 runs. That's why it's so important, no matter how good the pitcher is, if he's a top 10 pitcher or a top 100 pitcher, you have to get to 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits minimum. If you don't get to that, the chances of winning an MLB game in 2025 is pretty tough, unless you get a pitching duel on the other side as well. Let's go. I see you, Brian. Let's go, baby. AM in the building. What's good? Sarah in the building. What's good? Cool Kid in the building. What's good? Natman in the building. What's good? We're going to be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall. Once we hit 50, if we get to that point, we'll be shooting for 75 to 100. And obviously, we'll be shooting for 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's go. Jaden in the building. What's good? But I got the NASCAR Cup Series here on. I got the game on as well. I always love double dipping when we got, 2 different events. And you obviously have a little bit of March Madness going on as well. I'm excited. And for any of the NASCAR fans, I am sorry that I wasn't able to, do the race. We've already have done 4 or 5 races so far, but Mariners and the Ducks are going to get a little priority on this channel since those are my favorite teams. But we will be doing more NASCAR streams, especially if Seattle has a day off on a Sunday, or depending on what time the games are at. If I'm able to do the NASCAR stream in the morning, early afternoon, and do a late game on Sunday, if that ends up being the case. Normally Sunday games are on around the same time as NASCAR, unfortunately, but we'll be double dipping quite a bit. But we will end up doing another NASCAR stream, a few of them, before I hope the season is up. I mean, we got a long way to go. Let's go, baby. I know. I've been watching, man. Cases up front, Denny Hamlin, Larson, Bubba Wallace. I see you. And Ty Gibbs. It's just great being able to see that classic Napa know-how. That classic blue and yellow Napa car. I mean, it is so beautiful. To me, it's the most beautiful car in the NASCAR Cup Series. I'm a big Napa guy. I always have been, going back to Michael Waltrip. And again, I hope that he can end up getting the dub. He won at Bowman Gray, but he, has been doing pretty good, with some top 5, top 10 finishes. But again, if you're not first, you're last. And someone wise told me that, Ricky Bobby. Okay, and we need to make sure that we can get him in the winner's circle, especially, in qualifying. If you can have a top 5 or top 10 start, it definitely gives you a better chance to get it going. All right, baby, here we go. Brian Woo. First pitch. In the creams here today, we're debuting those for the first time in 2025. That one fouled off, behind in the count, 0-1. Let's go, Woo. We need a strong outing, and first in the box is Lawrence Butler. Oh, 1 pitch, and Butler crushes that one. A little blooper into left field. Someone get it. And Randy Arozarena and Dylan Moore, thankfully, don't run into each other. 1 away. And again, Jorge Polanco was terrible on defense yesterday at third, and I think that's why they replaced him with Dylan Moore, also to give him a little bit of a rest. But again, we need to be able to figure out, second base, shortstop, third base, and we need to make sure that we're defensively prepared. We definitely had some kind of bugaboo, dumbass things that happened. Colin Snyder trying to catch a foul ball as a mid-relief pitcher and not letting Polo or Cal get it. A little line drive up the middle, and that's right to Ryan Bliss, and we'll take that. Brent Rooker, not today, 2 away. Good start here for the Mariners. Next up, center fielder, J.J. Bleday. Nice to see the Cardinals, have a strong start, Little chopper by J.J. Bleday. Bliss is there. High throw to first. Holy hell. Who you throwing to? Manute Bol? Jesus Christ. That ain't Sean Bradley at first. That's not Manute Bol. That's not Victor Wembanyama. Holy hell. Come on, Ryan. And these are the kind of blunders that I'm talking about. Routine plays from second to first, whether maybe that was JP Crawford there. Yeah, it was JP. I was going to say, Ryan, what the fuck are you doing? It makes it even worse that it was JP Crawford because you're a guy that's been there for a while. You know, Ryan Bliss has just got an opportunity to start. You need to be better than that. You were a 2020 AL Gold Glove winner. What the fuck happened? And that's a double for JJ Bleday. That should have been the third out. Ridiculous. Christ. Jesus. Next up, left fielder Miguel Andujar. I mean, I got to call it out when I see it, man. Like, you got to be better. And it's not like we're the greatest hitting team that we can't afford blunders on defense. There we go. Now a time to redeem yourself, throw to first, and we get out of the inning. Not today, Miguel. All right, see who's up next here for the Mariners. Leading off for Seattle, right fielder Victor Robles. And when Victor Robles goes, the Mariners go. I know that he will be a little weary dropping the bunt because his hand placement is a little off once in a while, and I don't want him to break his wrist or break his hand, but I still hope that he'll drop down a bunt or at least try once or twice in this game. Even if it's at the first at-bat, that would be the best time to do it because they don't expect you to do it, but realistically, Victor is going to swing at that first pitch and hope that he can connect. You know, it didn't work in the first two games. It worked yesterday. He almost hit a home run. It was a double, but we had bases loaded, 0 outs, and we didn't get anything, and that cost us the game yesterday. Let's get some fucking runs early. Batting second, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. But if we're really being honest, so far in the 2025 season, Robles, you haven't been good. Julio, you've been worse. Cal, you need to step it up. And Randy, you had the big play in game number 1 in that, tying homer in the 8th to tie it up 2-2. But overall, if you're looking at the stats of Robles, J-Rod, Raleigh, and Arozarena, it's been fucking terrible. They need to be better. And again, we're not going to sugarcoat shit just because this is my favorite team with my favorite players. If they're not playing well, we need to call them out. And I know it's early in the season, but names like that need to produce. Because if they don't, can we really rely on guys like Mitch Garver, Donovan Solano, Dylan Moore, Ryan Bliss, and JP Crawford? Help your guys out. Let's go. Come on, Robles. Bring that electricity. You get on base in the first inning, that's going to set the tone. Let's go. Chase down into 8th position now. 50 to go. 131 laps in out of 400. It's going to be a long race there in Martinsville, but I enjoy it. First pitch to Victor Robles, and guess what? Did he swing? Of course he did. Crushes that one foul. JP Sears, 32 starts last season, 11-13 record, 4.38 ERA, 49 walks, 137 strikeouts for JP Sears. But this is, probably the worst pitcher that we've faced up to this point, but we are going against another lefty. And for whatever reason, the Mariners typically struggle against lefties, even though they have ERAs of 4, 5, 6, or 7. Sometimes they'll look like a Cy Young, candidate, like the first 3 pitchers that we have faced in 2025. Pitches outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Come on, Victor. Come on down. We need you, baby. Robles crushes that one. Foul towards third base. And that's why baseball, it's kind of interesting, depending on your opponent in that first series. A lot of things can go right and a lot of things can go wrong. And nice to see your Cardinals playing a hell of a lot better than the beginning of the year starting, position that you've had in the last couple years. It's been pretty rough. That one crushed foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes for JP Sears to Victor Robles. Hamlin, Wallace, Gibbs, Suarez, and Briscoe in your top 5. Chastain, Larson, Bell, Napa, no how. Chase Elliott in 9th and William Byron in 10th. Robles on a 2-2 pitch, crushes that one, fading, foul. I had a brain fart earlier today, too. For whatever reason, on my original post, I put 140. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Robles, little slow dribbler. Run to first. There we go. And I should have known better because normally games are on at 110, not at like 140. I don't know. My brain was everywhere this morning, but I corrected it. There we go. And again, Victor Robles getting on base in his first at-bat. That's going to lead to good things for us. And when Robles gets on, typically Julio gets on, and he'll play better as well. Let's go, J-Rod. Yeah, I've been watching some of the Yankees. I saw Judge go yard this morning. So, I keep up with a lot of the things that are going on, even in the morning games for sure. But do you know why the Yankees are doing so well, Sarah? Have you been reading the reports? The main reason the Yankees are doing so well, they changed their bats. So they have more wood and the sweet spot. So again, I'm not sure if other teams are going to copy. Back, Julio to the warning track. One away. But they actually had a new individual that worked like at MIT, a lot of these like really nerd guys that are into sports, and they decided to design a bat with less wood towards the handle and the cork, where you hold the bat, and more wood, displaced towards the top of the bat in the sweet spot. No coincidence that they use these bats and they get fucking 9 home runs and 20 runs yesterday, and now they're raking again. So you might be able to see other teams trying to find, the same type of bats that the Yankees are using. But that is the main reason. It's not that these players are amazing or they found a new rhythm or groove or they have a new swing or approach. No, it's the bat itself. And it definitely is working for the Yankees. But a very interesting report came out yesterday. And again, if you end up checking socials, there's quite a few people that have been talking about it lately. 0-1 pitch. Popped up. And that should be an easy out there for the Athletics in foul territory. Cal Raleigh, 2 away. But it's a very interesting article to read about these bats. And we need you, Cal. We need you, Big Dumper. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena. 37 laps to go for Stage 2 on the NASCAR Cup Series in Martinsville. First pitch to Randy Arozarena, down out of the zone, 1-0 count. And it's not like the bat is corked, but again, you can definitely tell it is slightly wider, in the sweet spot. But again, if it doesn't, break the rules, it's legal, and it's definitely working for the Yankees. 1-0 pitch in the zone on the corner for a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. I mean, they've gotten 32 runs in the first 2 games. I mean, when's the last time the Yankees did that to open the season? So the bats are definitely working, and it's not just for Aaron Judge, it's for everyone. Throw to first, and almost picked off Victor Robles. Come on, Victor, keep your head on a swivel. Yeah, whenever Judge and Ohtani swing, it's just a joy to watch. Is hearing that crack of the bat, especially with the new bats. I mean, it's not, going to be going as far as like an aluminum bat or something like that the kids use in college, but man, it's crazy. Big swing and a miss by Randy Arozarena, an off-balance swing like Julio would do last year and the year before. Hopefully he can settle in. JP Sears, runner at first, 2 outs, 1-2 pitch incoming from Sears to Arozarena. Cole in the building, what's good? Big swing and a miss. Down goes Randy. JP Sears gets out of the inning, and we're knotted up at 0. Let's go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Athletics in the top of the second, first baseman Tyler Soderstrom. 2 home runs in game number 1. Hopefully that doesn't happen today. Batting second in the 6th hole, shortstop Jacob Wilson, who's actually been hitting the ball pretty good the last couple games. And batting third baseman, Gio Urshela. And both events right now, NASCAR Cup Series at Martinsville and the Mariner game, are on a commercial break. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us hit the algorithm. We've been getting, good results, with the Mariners streams, which I knew we would. Obviously, we're going to get probably the best results when I do Mariners and the Oregon Ducks. Obviously, on some other events, it's sometimes a little tougher to gain ground if there's so many other people doing particular events like NFL. But I feel like the college football scene, we own that. MLB, we own that. We're going to get a lot of fun doing WWE. And again, we are off to a good start. We're at 11, 9 more likes to get to 20. And then once we get there, we can shoot for 30. Let's go. And obviously, we'll be shooting for 100 in the donos on every single stream, like Sarah mentioned. Let's go, M's. We got to get off to a fast start. Can't get our first run in the fucking 6th inning. We need to be able to get, at least a run, hopefully by the 4th or 5th. I would love it if we could actually get it, in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. But again, beggars can't be choosers, right? It's been a little rough for us so far. Bring that electricity, bye-bye. And we got one of my favorite pitchers on the team, on the mound, Brian Wu. I actually get more excited, I think, watching Brian Wu, and Bryce Miller when they're on. Not to say that Logan Gilbert and George Kirby are boring, but they're just something different about guys that throw the heat. The guys that can throw the 95 to 102. Not saying that Gilbert and Kirby can't, but, typically you're not going to see them get that high. Gilbert maybe around 93 to 97, and then obviously Kirby a little bit slower than that, normally 88 to 95, but it's location, so. And again, the only problem with guys that throw that heat is that sometimes they lose control and they don't hit their spots, and that leads to walks, batters getting hit, by pitches, and then maybe getting roughed up, when you get it right down the seam and then they go yard on you. Pitches outside, 2 balls and 1 strike from Brian Wu to Tyler Soderstrom. Come on, baby. It's the year of the Wu, baby. Let's go. 2-1 pitch. Soderstrom crushes that one, fading foul. And we got 22 laps to go here in stage 2 at Martinsville. 400 lap race, and they're about just approaching 160 laps. Short track race. Yeah, Houston beating the brakes off of Tennessee, huh? Right down the middle with the smoke, and that one is crushed foul. Career versus the Athletics, 6 starts, 5-0, 31.1 innings, ER allowed 2, walks 7, strikeouts 34, and he's only given up 1 home run. I would say that's pretty damn good for a pitcher for the Mariners. 2-2 pitch from Wu to Soderstrom, inside at the hips, and now we got a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of bumping and a lot of grinding there here at Martinsville. 3-2 pitch. Pitch is outside, and Wu with a rare walk to Tyler Soderstrom. Now we got to hope for a double play. Tyler is on base. Next up, a guy that has actually been hitting well the last 2 games, shortstop Jacob Wilson. And I just saw that they had a little live look in with my guy, Napa know-how, Chase Elliott. We got to get him back up towards the front, and he's in 3rd now. Let's go. Love that Napa card. Beautiful. Pitch right down the middle for a strike. Ahead of the count, 0-1. Top of the 2nd, runner at first, no outs, 0-1 pitch. Incoming from Brian Wu to Jacob Wilson. Pitch right down the middle with some heat, crushed, fading, foul towards the first base line. Let's go, Brian. Wilson on an 0-2 pitch, slow dribbler, barehanded, throw to first, and couldn't get enough control. And again, that's why it's so important to have someone at third base And if you've seen what Eugenio Suarez has been doing, good vibes only, should have never let him go. Again, he was good on defense. He's good at hitting home runs. And again, the home run hitting ability of Eugenio Suarez seems like it's been getting better and better since he left the Mariners. And that's something that typically happens for us, unfortunately. But we definitely made a mistake on letting Gino go. Wish we still had him at third. Demo can't make the play. Now we got runners at first and second with no outs. Having a good defensive third baseman, second baseman, and shortstop is essential of being a good baseball team. And unfortunately, that's not the case for us. The Athletics drop a bunt, throw to first, because that's the only play they can get. Runners move over to second and third, one away. And that was a good play there by Gio Urshela on bunting and moving the guys over. And like I mentioned, if you bunt and you're situational on it, it works. And a nice execution by Gio and the Athletics. Hopefully the Mariners are taking notes. Next up for the Athletics, getting his 2025 debut, catcher Johnny Pereda. First pitch to Johnny, pitches outside, 1-0 count. We got to make sure that they don't score here. Hamlin, Wallace, Elliott, Gibbs, and Briscoe. Come on, Chase. 12 laps to go before stage 2 is up. 1-0 pitch with runners at second and third with one out. Woo, right in the zone for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike for Brian Woo. One pitch from Woo. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike for Brian. Let's go, baby. Top of the second. Runners at second and third. Woo bringing the heat right down the middle. 4-seam fastball. Smokes him. Johnny Pereda, he couldn't even believe it. Wow. Big swing and a miss. Look at the replay here. Johnny, he was going for a moonshot there like Julio typically does. Let's go, Woo. Smoke his ass. 2-2 pitch. Got him. 96 miles an hour down the barrel. I love it, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Brian. Get it, baby. I need that type of intensity, and I need that type of energy. Way to get your first K. Let's go. Next up is Max Schumann. First pitch, hits it up towards first base. And Donovan Solano is there to make the out. No damage is done when it looked like it could get bad. Nice job on helping Woo out. We're still knotted up at 0. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Nice job, Mariners. Come on, Chase. You're in third place. Keep moving, baby. Let's go. Nice job, Brian. Next up for the Mariners here in the bottom of the second, Victor Robles. Batting second, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. So from the previous inning, and we need these guys to get going, baby. Let's go. Stage 2, final lap there at Martinsville. And Hamlin ends up getting the points. First pitch. Back to the warning track. One pitch, one out. JP Sears, I see you. And LB Lawrence Butler with the out, one away. Nothing from Garver there. Next up is Donovan Solano. Mariner photographers take some fucking photos. Pitch right down the middle as Solano takes a strike. And, you know, it's kind of looking like the, Solano, Miles Mastroboni signings are kind of like the Polanco Garver signings from last year. Kind of looks like it's a mistake. But, again, that's the Mariners for you. But hopefully they'll find a way to be able to help the team win at some point before the season is over. Last season, he was batting .286, for the Padres with 8 homers and 35 ribbies, but it's a lot harder to hit here in Seattle than it is in San Diego. Solano popped up. And another easy out, 2 away. Garver, pop up, 1 away. Solano, pop up, 2 away. Now, next up, third baseman today for Jorge Polanco, Dylan Moore. Let's go, Demo. Someone has to play well today. First pitch to JP Sears, the Demo in there for a strike looking. 0-1 count. JP Sears wheeling and dealing. But again, every athletic pitcher has been wheeling and dealing against the Mariners. Kind of a common theme. 0-1 pitch. Sears to Demo. They're on the corner in the zone for a strike. Behind in the count 0-2. Come on, Dylan. Wake up. Well, I hope you're enjoying your vacation out there, Robert. And again, I usually try to go to a game or 2 or 3, but obviously I got to grind and work. But hopefully the Mariners end up getting the dub unless you are an Athletic fan. But GG either way. 1 ball and 2 strikes for the Athletics and the Mariners. And obviously not the most ideal lineup, especially when we go against lefties. But hopefully we can find a way. 1-2 pitch from Sears to Dylan Moore. Check swing. Did he go? Wow. That might have been strike 3, but they get a little generous ball there. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Sears to Dylan Moore. Oh, you are a Mariners fan. Good. We're on the same page then. And this is a must-win game for us, not a must-win game for the Athletics. But it makes you kind of understand, imagine if we ended up losing game 1 and being 0-3 to start the season with all those expectations of winning 88 to 90 games and potentially competing with the Astros or Rangers for the AL West. That wouldn't have been a good start. So big swing and a miss. Sears smokes Dylan Moore, and that is the end of the second inning. Rough start here for the Mariners, but hopefully we'll be able to find a way. Yeah, but I mean, anybody playing the Yankees with those new bats would probably be the same, Dodgers are the best team by far, and it would be shocking if they don't win the World Series again. I mean, it's like a super team, and even if they have a couple pitchers go down, they have a couple other aces that they could put in. So they have the depth, they have the experience, they have some of the best players. Really the only team that's going to beat the Dodgers is the Dodgers themselves if they get injured with Mookie, Freddie, Shohei, or their starting pitching. But realistically, that probably won't happen. I mean, they'll probably have a few, minor injuries here and there, but probably nothing really too significant besides pitchers. You might have some guys that end up having Tommy John or having some kind of shoulder inflammation. But as long as the core is good, it's really their World Series to lose. Facts. And if the Yankees can keep playing, this way with these brand new bats that they're using, and if they keep raking, they might be able to represent the American League again. I didn't think that they would be able to, but again, they are pulling out all the tricks after letting Juan Soto go to the Mets. You brought in Goldschmidt, right? You brought in Cody Bellinger. You brought in Jazz Chisholm at the end of last year. And again, with these new bats that they're using, it's definitely working. I mean, it's pretty rare to have a team score that many runs in the first couple games of the season, but they are on fire. Top of the third. And we're back at the top of the order with LB Lawrence Butler. In there for a strike, 0-1 count. Woo bringing that high heat, big swing and a miss. LB swings and has a little bit of a little grunt there, a little shoulder shrug behind in the count 0-2. But that's not a big deal for a guy like Lawrence Butler. He's a stud. Just like Brent Rooker, a great 1-2 combo at the top of the lineup, one of the best in MLB. Pitch is outside, check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wood to Lawrence Butler. Pitch inside, in the zone, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, really the only thing that's going to hurt the Yankees this year is no Garrett Cole. But again, if they can get, some of these other guys to step up, which they have, they'll be okay. And obviously, nasty Nestor Cortez, going to the Brew Crew, he got a rude awakening, from his former teammates. Popped up, Randy Rosarina there near foul territory. There we go. That's how you play defense. 1 away. Next up, the best player on the Athletics, DHing Brent Rooker. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to a good number so we can hit that algorithm. And again, we'll be shooting for our first dono to start our dono train. 4 more likes to get to 20. We're almost there. Now we're at 17. 3 more to go to get to 20. Let's get there, baby. First pitch to Rooker is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the third. Nobody on with 1 out. 1-0 pitch from Woo to Rooker. Rooker crushes that one. Fading foul. Woo jamming Rooker on that particular pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike from Woo to Rooker. One pitch. Big swing and a miss behind in the count. 1-2 now. Let's go, Brian. Of course I am. Come on, Cole. NASCAR is so important to me that I don't miss races, bro. It doesn't matter if I'm doing Ducks or Mariners or whatever else, NFL. I'm always, if NASCAR is on, I'm watching. Big swing and a miss. Got him. There we go. I mean, hell, I watch the trucks in the Xfinity, so I mean, most NASCAR fans don't even do that. So I am a very hardcore racing fan. And Chase has been doing pretty good so far today. He's been leading some laps and being in the top 3, so that's a nice sight to see. Next up here for the Athletics center fielder, JJ Bleday. I mean, they don't call us Northwest Sports Fanatics for anything, right? They don't call us that for nothing. We're not average here. We're fanatics. One-0 pitch from Woo to Bleday. Pitch is inside, in the zone, called ball. 2 balls and no strikes for Brian Woo to JJ Bleday. JJ Bleday crushes that one into left field. Randy Arozarena. He's going for two. Get him. And a crappy throw by Randy to Ryan Bliss, and he's in there safe for a double. Nice job by JJ Bleday. They don't have the top five on the screen at the moment. They just have Chris Myers and Jamie McMurray talking. So, but as soon as they have it on the screen, I'll let you know. I have a link if you want to be able to watch the race on the computer as you're watching me. If you want one, I can always send it to you. But you know, most links that you see that are streaming links are for like basketball, baseball, football, hockey. But I have one specific one for like just wrestling, and I have one specific one for just racing. And it has all kinds of racing, even including F1, IndyCar, and NASCAR. So again, if you don't have access to a TV, again, the link is pretty close to being live, you know, so you let me know. Okay, no worries. If you change your mind, let me know, and I can always give it to you. All right, we got Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Briscoe, and Bell. So you got your boy Christopher Bell there in the top five. 0-2 pitch to Miguel Andujar, crushes foul. And we're 194 laps in of the 400, so about halfway through the race. O2 pitch. Andujar pulls that baseball, fading foul towards first base. Top of the third, runner at second with 2 outs. 0-2 pitch from Wu to Andujar. Big swing and a miss. Got him. 3 Ks for my boy Brian. Woo! Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Nice job, Brian. Now we're at lap 197 out of 400. Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Bell, and Blaney. Napa, no how. And then you got Briscoe, Larson, Chastain, Logano, and Gibbs in your top 10. And then we got William Byron on the outside looking in. Another slow start for the Mariners, but hopefully we can find something. Someone's got to step up for Seattle. Commercial break as we wait for the action to come back. As we go to the bottom of the third, and hopefully we can get something going. Martinsville race has been very competitive. A lot of cars with a very short track. Not a whole lot of room to maneuver. But on Tubi, they ended up having one of the old school Martinsville races from the 90s. And it's just wild to be able to listen to the commentary and look at those older generation cars, you know, go around the track, you know, from that long ago, you know, 30 plus years. Oh, we got a spin out. Ty Gibbs. Uh-oh. Lap 202. Car is flaming at the bottom. He's trying to get it restarted. There we go. Oh, no, it was Riley Herbst. Excuse me. I thought it was Ty Gibbs, but it was Riley Herbst with the spin out, but he is back on the track. Let's see if he just loses control or if he gets bumped by someone. Well, it looks like he bumps the 2, and the 2 spins him out. Got him on that back panel. Next up is Ryan Bliss. Let's go, Ryan. We're going to need that bat, baby. Let's go. And JP Sear has been wheeling and dealing. Pitch in the zone for a strike, behind in the count 0-2. Come on, Ryan. We need that bat, baby. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Bliss. And we're not talking Alexa. 1 away. Next up, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. We need you. Someone needs to set the tone. I'm itching for more home runs. We haven't really hit very many. We've been struggling so far to open 2025. First pitch from Sears to Crawford, a JP versus a JP. Who will be the best JP for the day? So far, it's JP Sears. But Crawford is due, for a big hit or a home run, either today or tomorrow. 0-1 pitch. Pitch high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Sears to Crawford. One pitch. Pitch is high and inside, way off the plate, but called strike. That's fucking ridiculous. 1 ball and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. Not even close to being in the zone. And he takes a timeout to regain his composure there. Good frame job, by the Athletics, but nowhere near being a strike. Ridiculous. 1-2 pitch from Sears to Crawford, and got him. And again, the frustration boils over, and Crawford strikes out. A nice punch out by Sears. We'll give him some love. Bring that electricity, baby. Next up for the Mariners, right fielder, Victor Robles. Come on, Victor. Someone's got to get it going for us. First swing, first pitch. That one crushed towards first base, foul. 1 for 1 with a single in the first, but other than that, it's been pretty bleak, pretty light here for Seattle. A 1 pitch. Pitch is high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Victor Robles from J.P. Sears. One pitch from Sears to Robles. Right down the middle, slow roll dribbler. Victor running to first. Close play at first, but got him. And that is 3 up and 3 down. A very easy inning for the Athletics. They only have 2 hits. We have 1 hit and 1 error. Something's got to give. Go to the top of the 4th inning, still knotted up at 0. Wake up, Mariners. Holy hell. And they have a commercial break, so we look in here on lap 207 of 400, and we got Napa know-how Chase Elliott there in second, and hopefully he'll be able to get to the front of the pack. This would be a great race for Chase Elliott to win. He won at Bowman Gray for the first exhibition race of the year, but it wasn't for any points, and I'm just itching for him to get into the victory lane to see that burnout at the end. Oh, really? Nice. Is the game back going after the rain delay? Take a look at some of the scores while we have a moment. Angels 2, White Sox 2 in a rain delay, speaking of. Guardians 6, Royals 1. Cardinals, your Cardinals, 8-2 over the Twins. That's impressive. Cubs 1-0 on the Diamondbacks. And then we got some final scores. Yankees 12, Brewers 3 with those new bats. Nats 5, Phillies 1 final. Blue Jays 3, Orioles 1 final. Rays 6, Rockies 4. Marlins 3, Pirates 2. Giants 6, Reds 3, and a Rangers 3, Red Sox 2 final. And then the last game after this one will be on ESPN for Sunday Night Baseball, the Braves and the Padres. Padres 3-0, Elliott is happy. Braves are 0-3. Natman and Shep and a few others are depressed. That's tough. Again, kind of depends on who you play to start off the year. And if you're the Braves, you probably are wishing that you didn't start the season off with San Diego. Next up for the Athletics, Tyler Soderstrom. Top of the 4th, We're knotted up at 0. Something's got to give. Let's go, baby. STL in the building. What's good, brother? I got the NASCAR Cup Series race on. Calling this Mariner game. Soderstrom. Back. Gone! And Tyler Soderstrom goes yard. He went twice in game number 1. And he does it again here in game number 4. 1-0 Athletics. Something has to give. Tyler says, yeah, bitch. I'm going to make it give. 1-0 A's. Next up, shortstop, Jacob Wilson. And again, home runs are going to happen from time to time, but at least for the Mariners' sake and Brian Woo's sake, it was only a solo dinger rather than a 2-run blast or a 3-run blast or a grand salami. You got to look at the bright side of things. Jacob Wilson there with a big swing and a miss behind in the count 0-1. We just need to get some goddamn run production. Hard to win games when you can barely hit. You got to get to 4 runs or more, 7 to 10 hits, and we're nowhere near pacing for that unless these starting pitchers go out and we can start raking. Tries to jam Wilson inside, and that goes towards first base, into the net, foul. But Tyler's been money for the Athletics. Not surprised that he was the one to get the home run for the Athletics. Usually him or Brent Rooker. And then every once in a while, Lawrence Butler, Mr. LB. Woo. High heat. Not one crush foul behind in the count 0-2. We're on lap 215 at Martinsville. Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Bell, and Blaney. Napa, no hell. Let's go, Chase. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. And we're still waiting for our first support dono train, and hopefully we can get that at some point. We're already halfway through the matchup. Support your boy. O2 pitch from Woo to Wilson. Popped up. Could be an easy play here into right field to Victor Robles. 1 away. Next up, third baseman, Gio Urshela. That's not good. Pitch in the zone for a strike. Behind in the count 0-1 to Gio Urshela. Oh-1 pitch. Popped up, fouled back. Behind in the count 0-2. $181 laps to go there at Martinsville for the NASCAR Cup Series. O2 pitch. Chopper towards third base. Throw to first. 2 away. Daniel in the building. What's good? TR, thank you so much, man. Nothing makes you feel worse is that, I do this full time. It's not like I have 3 jobs. This is my full-time job. And, the worst feeling is when you put in so much time and energy and effort and you're good at your job and you're not getting that support back. But we finally do. And I appreciate you very much. TR with the first dono to the channel ever, unless you changed your screen name and had something different in the past. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for your support and recognizing the hard work that I am putting in every single day. $10 holla, stacks on stacks, racks on racks, with a little bit of Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. We're at 10, 90 to go to hit the goal. Your boys got bills. If you guys want me to continue to do this full time, I got to at least barely do the bare minimum and be able to pay the internet bill, pay the streaming fee, the basic things to continue to do this dream on a regular basis. Thank you, TR. If you have anything photo-wise that you want to see from your favorite player or favorite thing, let me know, and I can hook you up with an HD 4K photo or 2 or 3 or 4. Appreciate you very, very much. TR in the building, holding it down. Thank you so much. Top of the fourth, nobody on, 2 outs. 2-1 count from Wu to Urshela. Or excuse me, Pereda. Urshela obviously ended up getting on that last out there. And we have catcher Johnny Pereda making his 2025 debut. 178 laps to go there at Martinsville. 2-2 pitch. Pitch is high and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Johnny Pereda. Three-two pitch, right down the middle with the heat, and Pereda crushes that one, fading, foul. Nice souvenir for a fan there. Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Bell, and Blaney in your top 5. Good luck, brother. And hopefully Auburn can get that win for you so you can advance. You've got to play defense and make those free throws. 3-2 pitch. Got him. There we go. Nice strikeout there by Brian Wu to end the inning. But the damage is done by a solo jack by Tyler Soderstrom. Let's go to the bottom of the fourth. We're down 1-0. Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Bell, and Blaney in your top 5. Larson, Chastain, Briscoe, Gibbs, and Logano in your top 10. And we obviously saw Houston beat the brakes off of Tennessee. Normally when a 1 and a 2 seed, play each other, it typically ends up being by like 10 points or less, sometimes 6 points or less. But Houston had other ideas and it beat the shit out of Tennessee 69-50. And again, hard to advance when you can only put up 50 in a full game in college hoops. You're not going to win. So nice victory there for the Cougars. They advance, and now you got a tough one with Izzo and Bruce Pearl. They're going to be going up and down the sideline, screaming and yelling and being animated. It'll be a much better game. And there is a risk that Auburn could lose, but let's be real. They should win this game. If they were going to lose, they would lose, obviously, afterwards, in that next, obviously, round. So, and then you have Houston and Duke, obviously, playing next Saturday. And then obviously Auburn would be playing Florida if they end up winning. And that will be one of the toughest tests, obviously, up to this point. But you got to get past the opponent that's in front of you. You can't look too far ahead. Appreciate you, TR. Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Bell, and Blaney in your top 5 in Martinsville. 167 laps to go. And we're in the bottom of the fourth. And in the box is our guy, Julio Rodriguez. Wake the fuck up, J-Rod. We need you, baby. Let's go. Takes a pitch on the corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. We need production, baby. Bring that electricity. We need it. 1-1 pitch. Dribbler towards third base. Throw to first. And Julio not running fast enough. 1 away. Need more effort out of you, Julio. Next up is big dumper catcher Cal Raleigh. Could he go yard? Fuck, we need it. Come on, Cal. Let's go, baby. We need a moment like this. Trident's up. High fives in the dugout. Connect, baby. Let's go. Pitch on the corner. Should have been a strike, but called ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Cal Raleigh. 0 for 1 with a pop out in the first. But anytime you end up getting left-handed pitching, it definitely makes it harder for the Mariners to win because we're not very good on hitting left-handed pitching, especially if that means that guys that are switch hitters have to go to their weak side. But Cal Raleigh finds a way to get a hard hit single past third base. There we go. First hit of the year for big dumper Cal Raleigh. Nice job, Cal. And again, hitting from that right side compared to the left, it's a little bit, that's not his strong side, obviously. He can still hit homers and connect once in a while from the right side, but hey, better late than never. Nice job, big dumper. You the man. Next up, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy, let's go. First pitch inside to Randy Arozarena. 1-0 count. Hamlin with that clean air up front in that progressive 11. And Mr. Napa know-how in the Napa 9 closing in. 1-0 pitch. Randy crushes that one, but it's a laser. But just fades foul. Goes into the third row. Hopefully that individual didn't get hit in the head there. Sometimes the exit velo on some of those hard hit line drive lasers can be like 105, 110, 115. So you got to keep your head on a swivel. Can't be eating hot dogs and beer the whole time. Well, I mean, you can, but have your head on a swivel. Randy, popped up, back, all the way to the warning track in the wall. Damn it, 2 away. Good contact there by Randy, but just not enough oomph on that hit. 2 away. Randy looking back into the outfield in disbelief. Next up, DHing today, Mitch Garver. And if Mitch Garver can hit a home run based off this photo, that would be fantastic. But I'm not really expecting anything. But again, sometimes it's the guys that you least expect to step up are the ones that end up being the unexpected heroes sometimes. Sometimes it's not the most popular guy. Sometimes it's not the best player, right? Sometimes it ends up being, kind of the middle of the pack or the lower end guys that will have a hero moment. And we definitely need a hero moment here today. Bottom of the 4th, 2 outs, runner at first, 0-1 count to Mitch Garver. 156 laps to go here at Martinsville. Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Bell, and Blaney in your top 5. Larson, Chastain, Briscoe, Gibbs, Logano in your top 10. Pitches inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. Auburn up 2-0 on Michigan State. I'll have to turn that on as well. Good thing I have good internet. All right, I got the game on for you, Natman, as well. I appreciate that, TR. Yeah, like I said, I've been streaming and recording for quite a long time. I mean, this is my, what is it? My 13th year of recording, my 9th year on YouTube. So next year will be 14 years, 10 years on YouTube. But this year is 13 years recording, 9 on YouTube. And I do everything: basketball, baseball, football, hockey, NASCAR, WWE, pretty much anything that you could think of, I do. And I really do appreciate the support. And I'm a guy that's not a hater, like a lot of streamers, they only show love for their team and shit on the opponent, even when the opponent does something well or that they have greatness over there. But for me, I'll always, show the love and appreciation for greatness, regardless if it's on my team or if it's the opponent. And that really does separate me, I think, from a lot of others that are doing YouTube. Pitches low and inside into the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. To Mitch Garver. Awesome, man. And I appreciate the love. I appreciate the sub. And I appreciate the support. I mean, every dollar counts, especially when I do this full time and I got a pup I have to take care of as well. So, I don't need to be rich. I just need to be able to continue to grind and do the dream. Do the basics. Just pay the basic bills. Take care of my pup. That one crushed foul. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from JP Sears to Mitch Garver. Chase Elliott getting challenged there by Bubba Wallace. Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Bell, and Blaney. Pitch in there for a strike, and Mitch Garver goes down looking brutal. End of the fourth, 1-0 Athletics. They have 3 hits, 1 home run. We only have 2 hits and an error. Again, you got to get to 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits, preferably 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. But again, you got to get to 4 before you can get to 5. And hopefully once starting pitching goes out, then the game will open up. And that's been kind of the theme of the 2025 season for the Athletics and the Mariners so far. 147 laps to go. TR, anything that you want to be able to see? You know, you got anything athletic-wise? You know, you want some Jose Canseco, you want some Mark McGuire, you want some Carney Langsford, you want some Dennis Eckersley, you want some Dave Stewart, you want some Brent Rooker, you want some LB Lawrence Butler. You let me know what you want, and I can throw up some photos for you. Typically, that's usually what happens when people donate to the channel. You know, when you donate, then I can end up showing some extra gratitude and throwing up some HD 4K photos of your favorite players or whatever your favorite thing is at the moment. Doesn't even have to be baseball related. But again, when we do baseball streams, that's typically the first, you know, kind of area that we go for. But you know, it could be a wrestler, could be basketball, baseball, football player, could be a musician, whatever you want to do to represent yourself on the channel. 145 laps to go in the NASCAR Cup Series at Martinsville. Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Bell, and Blaney in your top 5. Larson, Chastain, Briscoe, Gibbs, and Logano in your top 10. And Daniel Suarez making his appearance on the outside looking in at 11th here at Martinsville. And I think a lot of people don't realize like how hard it is to multitask. You know, it's like you see a lot of these people, you know, TikTokers and, you know, influencers. Those are not streamers. You know, there's a difference between those people and like what I do. And again, the amount of reading and film study, you know, as well as, you know, having to have a nice voice, you know, having to be able to have the intelligence and the knowledge, you know, it really takes a toll, you know, and you have to be able to be on your game every single day. But luckily, we have some of the best fans that support this channel, and I appreciate every single one of y'all in the room. Love you. First pitch from Brian Wu. To Max Schumann, crushes that one foul. 0 for 1 with a pop out earlier in the matchup. Second baseman Max Schumann in the box in the top of the 5th. 0-1 pitch from Wu, crushes that baseball, fading foul. Behind in the count 0-2 for Max Schumann. And on the mound is my guy, Brian Wu. Let's go, baby. Year of the Wu. Let's get it. Ooh, that's a good one. Andres Galarraga. Loved him on the Expos. They had Oil Can Boyd. They had Andres Galarraga, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez. Could you imagine if Randy and Pedro would have stayed? Now, as far as Andres Galarraga, that's an awesome one to choose. What team photo would you like? Obviously, people have memories of him on the Rockies and the Expos, but I guess I can sprinkle in a couple. And we'll see what options we have for Andres Galarraga. But people remember him on the Braves, the Rockies, the Expos. See what I can find. Appreciate you. Great one. How old are you, TR? Because with a name drop like that, I would assume you're over 30. I mean, there is a possibility that you're under 30, but, you know, with a name drop like that, I assume that you're like 30 to 50. Somewhere in that range. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, I don't know how many young people know who Andres Galarraga is, unless you know, unless you collect baseball cards or play video games on you know, on the regular. The Rockies. Oh, nice. Denver native. Okay, cool. And down goes Schumann, 1 away. And I try to get photos that fit the screen fully, but that way it just looks cleaner. But sometimes, with old school players, they don't have, photos that line up to the specifications. Next up is Lawrence Butler, but I'll get a couple Rocky Andres Galarraga photos up for you here in just a moment. Appreciate you very much. 1-0 pitch to LB Lawrence Butler. Back to Randy Rosarina in left field, 2 away. But I'll get you some photos, even if it doesn't end up hitting the screen, so you can have a little throwback moment. And see if I can even throw up an old school baseball card for you. See if I can get one more squeezed in before the next at bat here. Great photo. An old school card here from Score. Let's go. Next up in the box is Brent Rooker, 0 for 2 with a line out and a strikeout. Crushes that one foul behind the count 0-1. Athletics up 1-0 in the top of the 5th with 2 outs, 0-1 count to Brent Rooker. Rooker, oh shit, crushed that one. Back to the wall, and Julio is there. 3 up and 3 down. Get a couple more of these Andres Galarragas before we get back into the action. I gotta delete some of these other photos to make more room, it says, so give me a sec. We have a commercial break, so I'm going to squeeze in as many as I can here for him. Give you a little throwback memory there. I got a Super Sluggers. Let's see if I can get this one to format. Ah, damn it. I was about to say that one is amazing. With Larry Walker back in the day. Some will format, some will not, but I appreciate you very, very much. Once we get into the next commercial break, we'll see if I can find anything else. Yeah, good old days. The Larry Walker, Andres Galarraga days. Walker, Castilla, Galarraga. Next up for the Mariners, Donovan Solano, 0 for 1 with a flyout in the second. JP Sears still wheeling and dealing. Pitch is high and outside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Solano. Yeah, I usually get a decent amount of people from the opposing fan base, that Seattle plays that will come through, and again, I feel that a lot of times when you end up entering a stream of, a matchup where your team is the visiting team and not the team that the host is rooting for, sometimes it can get rough, and it's not really pleasant, but for here, we try to make it accommodating for everyone, regardless if you're a fan of the Mariners, a fan of the Athletics, or, just a fan of me, or a fan of the people in the room. So 47, nice. You're pretty close to age in myself, even though I know I look decently young, but I'm going to be 43 in a couple months. So, bottom of the fifth, 1-0 Athletics. Next up is Demo Dylan Moore. Pitch is low and out of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike to Demo from J.P. Sears. I appreciate that. 1-1 pitch on the corner, in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dylan Moore. And here at Martinsville, we got 122 laps to go. Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Bell, and Blaney. Chastain, Larson, Briscoe, Logano, and Ty Gibbs in your top 10. 1-2 pitch from Sears to Demo. Low and at the knees into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Sears to Moore. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and a nice punch out by J.P. Sears. Way to bring that electricity, J.P. Again, the Mariners can make any pitcher look like a Cy Young candidate, and so far, we've made every pitcher that we have faced look like a Cy Young candidate in 2025. But again, I also said at the beginning of the year before the season started that the 2 teams that I thought that were going to be better than advertised, number 1, Athletics, and number 2, Boston Red Sox. And I feel that, they are showing, definitely some promise in 2025. Auburn up 18-8 on Michigan State. Nice lead for them to start off the matchup. Next up is Ryan Bliss. Come on, Ryan. We need something, baby. Bottom of the fifth, 2 outs, 1-1 count. Athletics up 1-0. And we know Ryan Bliss can play defense, but we need that bat to come alive. Come on, Ryan. Pitch high heat in the zone. Big swing and a miss. Nasty pitch by J.P. Sears. Behind in the count for Bliss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right down the middle toward third base, throw to first, and down goes Ryan Bliss. Good effort running towards first. At least he ran hard, and that is the end of the 5th inning. Let's go to the top of the 6th and see who's up next for the Athletics. Next up for the A's center fielder, J.J. Bleday. Batting second, left fielder, Miguel Andujar. And batting third, the individual that gave them that lead and had two home runs, 2 dingers in game number 1, first baseman Tyler Soderstrom. Yeah, I'm watching. See if I can find one more Andres Galarraga here there for TR based off his generosity. Usually with more like current players, we can get stuff that'll fill the dimensions of the screen, but sometimes you can still see some pretty cool photos like this Galarraga home run shot. That photographer had a nice little cue up there. See if I can find a nice graded Gem Mint 10 here of him in the Rockies. Oh, here we go. Nice PSA Gem Mint 10, 6 select certified. Andres Galarraga, mirror blue. Very clean. Appreciate you. $118 to go there in Martinsville. First pitch from Woo. JJ Bleday goes for that first pitch strike, 1 away. Nice catch by Randy Arozarena. Down goes JJ. Next up, left fielder Miguel Andujar. Yeah, well, the thing is, with the Mariners, you have to realize, we made the playoffs in 2022, with Cal Raleigh hitting a home run against the Athletics, but 3 out of the last 4 years, we missed the playoffs by 1 game. And sometimes we start slow, sometimes we start fast, but again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You would love to get off, to a great start. But again, the Mariners are typically a bottom 5 hitting team. So we're one of the top 3 pitching teams, except this year our bullpen stinks. So not only do we have to worry about hitting and home runs and just getting singles and doubles and triples, but then we have to worry about our bullpen, being able to hang on after our starting pitching goes out. So once we end up getting Brash, right, Santos, Munoz, and Troy Taylor all healthy together, so we don't have to worry about bringing in shitty players like Bizzardo and Sauce and a few of these other guys. We'll be better off. But again, the A's are going to be a better team, like I mentioned, and they are showing, that they are going to be improved from last year. But again, we have to be able to, just be patient. I know it's a hard thing to say, but it's the first part of the year. But the offense will get better. But primarily, if you're a fan of the Mariners, I've been watching them since like 1985. But normally, the Mariners don't really get going until the weather gets warmer. Normally you have 1 or 2 guys that might have been hot in spring training that carries over into the regular season right away, like Jared Kelenic when he was on our team a couple years ago, and then Jorge Polanco this year. So it's going to take time. And I know most Mariner fans don't have patience, but again, you're going to have to. And Andujar to first. Next up, first baseman Tyler Soderstrom. And hopefully he doesn't go yard, because if he does, we could be in some deep trouble. First pitch from Woo to Soderstrom outside for a ball. 1-0 count with a runner at first in the top of the 6th. Athletics up 1-0. And we're green flag racing here on Martinsville. Hamlin, Bell, Wallace, Larson, and Chase Elliott in your top 5. Pitch is outside. 2-0 count to Tyler Soderstrom. One for one with a walk and a solo dinger. High heat, right back to Woo. Double play opportunity. Throw to second, throw to first. Got him. There we go. There we go. Nice tridents up right there. Nice double play. And again, if you have problems at first, second, short, and third on defense, you're fucked. And again, we have some question marks, at those positions on defense. And let's be real, offense also. But first, second, short, and third is not our strong suit. Our strong suit typically is going to be our pitchers, our catcher, Cal Raleigh, and our outfield. But the top of the order hasn't been locked in just yet, but hopefully they will before this game ends. We need it. 111 laps to go as we go to commercial break in the Athletic Mariner matchup. Hamlin, Bell, Wallace, Elliott, and Larson, teammates there at Hendrick Motorsports. Captain in the building, what's good? Been pretty rough so far. We haven't really been able to get anything going. Woo has been good. He's only given up one, run with a solo dinger to Soderstrom. But again, we need the offense to, step it up. What's good, Captain? Go to the bottom of the 6. Let's see who is up next for the Mariners. 109 laps to go here at Martinsville. And then the Auburn matchup against Michigan State is a commercial. We're at 10, 90 to go. All right. Thank you, Captain. I appreciate that. 6 more to 30. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Every like, every comment, every sub, every dono, it matters. Thank you so much. And we're at 10, 90 to go. TR is the man. Let's see if anyone else will step up after TR. 1-0 Athletics as we're in the bottom of the 6. Come on, Mariners. Next up is J.P. Crawford. I mean, one thing that is a glaring issue is that we can't hit left-handed pitching. Our bullpen stinks, and the top of the order hasn't been good. You know, and again, the player that's been the best in top in 2025 isn't even playing today in Jorge Polanco. So, little dribbler towards first base, one away. Down goes J.P. Crawford. And I feel like it's been a kind of an ego hit, you know, to go from being the leadoff hitter to the 9-hole, and he hasn't recovered. Next up, right fielder, Victor Robles. I don't know if this is the time to drop down the bunt, but, you know, I know he's very aggressive on trying to swing at first pitch strikes, but pitchers are starting to realize that the Mariners are overly aggressive and they don't need to throw a strike. They can throw garbage on the first pitch, and guess what? The Mariners are going to swing 9 times out of 10, just like Victor did right there. They can go low or high and outside, and you're going to get the Mariner players to chase. Have some goddamn discipline, Mariners. I mean, the last thing that we need is fucking, you know, the top of the order to be a bunch of Julio Rodriguez's and fucking everyone's chasing. Come on. 103 laps to go here at Martinsville. Hamlin, Bell, Wallace, Elliott, and Chastain. Let's go, Chase. We got a couple guys in the bullpen. Oh, we got a wreck. Couple spin outs there. 103 laps to go. 2-1 count to Robles. Come on, Victor. Wake up. Someone needs to be a hero. Pitch is high into the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Two-two pitch from Sears to Robles. High and tight. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. But it's been frustrating being a Mariner fan, you know, in general. But obviously, you know, 2025 has not been kind to us. You know, we have not been good, you know, so far in these first 4 games. Throw to first, safe. There we go, Victor. Nice, aggressive running to first, and you end up being safe. Nice job, Robles. Now, let's see if Julio Rodriguez can cash it in. Let's go. Come on, Julio. You might be a top 5 player as far as popularity, but you're not a top 5 player overall. Nowhere near that. And again, if you want to be able to be an all-star, you know, again in the near future, this year or next year, you got to be better. Come on, Cal. Come on, Julio. Come on, Robles. Cal. Julio. Julio. Back. See ya. There we go. That's what we needed. Captain comes in. I start fucking getting frustrated with Julio. He hears me. He got the text message, and he says, "Oh, dog, don't fucking worry. I gotcha." Trident's up. Julio Rodriguez with his first home run in 2025. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Way to bring the electricity, J-Rod. Sometimes that's what they need, a kick in the ass on the microphone, so that way they can get the job done. Nice job, J-Rod. Boom! Trident's up. Better late than never, baby. Let's go. Right down the middle, and not an off-balance swing whatsoever. J.P. Sears, back. See ya. There we go. 2-1 Mariners. Let's keep pouring it on, baby. We got a game now. Finally. Next up, Cal Raleigh. Come on, big dumper. I mean, that was back. See ya. All right, Cal, your turn, baby. Let's go. Right ends up. Cal. Line drive to third base. Throw to first. 2 away. Next up, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. 23-15, Auburn up by 8. And less than 100 laps to go in Martinsville. Nice job, Julio. About goddamn time. A lot better than like last year where you're waiting, 10, 20, 30, 40 games for him to get his first homer. A little slow dribbler for Randy Arozarena, and the damage is done. 2-1 Mariners. Yeah, baby, there we go. $10 holla, matching Tia, my guy. Appreciate you, Captain. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. A little cactus jack, bang, bang. You come in the room, waking up, and then Julio decides to come to play. Let's go. Appreciate you, my guy. Let's get the moose out. Appreciate you very, very much. We're at 20:80 to go to hit the goal. Fuck yeah, man. We needed that so bad. Mariner Moose in the building, a little rally. And Julio Rodriguez getting his first home run in 2025, a 2-run blast. And we needed that shit. 2-1 Mariners. Hey, Mariner Moose, he works from home. He's remote like your boy. I see you, baby. We'll get some Julio up here for captain as well. Way to be, Julio. Trident's up. About damn time. Nice job, J-Rod. Bang, bang. We needed that. Yeah, we got Santos in the game now. Gregory Santos, let's go. Pitches inside, and he almost hits him. And again, once we can actually get Brash and Troy Taylor healthy, our bullpen will be a billion times better. Facts. Pitch in there for a strike from Santos. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 5 Ks, 1 home run allowed, 76 pitches. And now we got Santos in there, a little slow roll dribbler. Throw to first. Got him. There we go. 1 away. Congrats on the Cardinals. Much better than we've seen starting off the year. Next up is Gio Urshela. 93 laps to go at Martinsville. Santos, slow roll dribbler, throw to first. There we go, 2 away. Down goes Urshela. Jacob Wilson, nah. Urshela, nah. Next up, catcher making his 2025 debut, Johnny Pereda. So far, so good with Santos coming in. I mean, he played a little bit, in this, first 4-game set, where we had him in only for an inning, and we should have had him in for 2 innings. That was the game where we brought in Bizzardo and Sauce, and then their ERA was like 27. Again, the game that we lost 7-0, Santos got in on that game. So, again, if we don't have access to Brash, he almost hit him in the face. Holy fuck. Wild pitch there by Santos. He lost control. He said, my bad. Holy hell. And a good thing Pereda dove out of the way. Otherwise, he would have got hit in the face by that ball. Holy hell. Come on, Santos. And Santos does lack control from time to time. That was not on purpose. You got to be better, Gregory. But again, once we end up having Troy Taylor and Brash, we're going to be a hell of a lot better. Because, I think Troy Taylor is better than Santos. I think Brash is better than Santos. But again, Santos makes a good top 4 option. Munoz, obviously the closer, right? And then you can have like Taylor in the 8th. Then you can have Santos in the 7th and like Brash in the 6th. But again, we're not going to be able to see Brash or Taylor for another month or so. Go to first. Got him. There we go. There we go. Good decision. Even though we would still like to have Wu out there, but I like the decision by Dan Wilson there to be able to take him out a little early, even though he hasn't hit 90 pitches, and it actually worked out in our favor. 89 laps to go here at Martinsville. Hamlin, Wallace, Bell, Elliott, and Ross Chastain. Napa, no hell. Yeah, it's always chaos ball for the Mariners, and especially when you go in a 9-inning game, it's like, the Mariners can look like shit, can't hit, can't pitch, make errors, look terrible, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, we'll end up, getting 1 to 4 runs. Like, where did that come from? And again, eventually, a blind squirrel will get a nut at some point. And unfortunately for us, a lot of times we have to wait long periods of time before we actually get that first run or that first big play. And then once that happens, then Uncle Mo, that momentum, starts to kind of come into play. But it definitely has been rough to start off 2025. And can you imagine if the Mariners would have lost game 1, if Randy Arozarena didn't hit the game-tying home run in the 8th to make it 2-2, and Polanco hit the 2-run blast to give us the 4-2 win? I mean, legitimately, we could have started off the year 0-4 if we were to lose this game. So now with winning game 1, looking like game 2 was terrible. Yesterday with Bryce Miller, we should have had more help for him. We didn't, but this is definitely a game that we can win, but we need to get to 4 runs because typically, when the Mariners score 1-3, it's not very good. We have to get to 4. And if we can get to 4, I feel pretty good about our chances. 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. That's the standard if you want to win in the MLB, especially if you're Seattle. We're at 20, 80 to go. Yeah. And again, I'm not going to blow smoke. I'm always, going to be covering every single team, in the big leagues, just like I do with the NBA, the NFL, college football, NHL. I'm going to be covering NASCAR. It's not going to be just Mariners. I have to do my research and be very familiar with who we're playing, scouting, how they look against other teams. I got MLB TV, so I can watch everyone. And I knew the A's were going to be better this year compared to last year. They're not going to let the simple fact that Oakland and the ownership, did them dirty, and again, then they might have to be,
even though they're not going to call themselves the Sacramento A's, they're going to be the Las Vegas Athletics down the road. But just because they have to go based on one name, the Athletics or the A's with no team, or in front of that, based on a city, they're not going to let that ruin their year. And they're going to be better than the Angels this year. And depending on if the Astros or Rangers or Mariners have injuries, they may surprise people. And if some bad injuries happen to the Mariners, Rangers, or Astros, it's possible that the A's could be as high as third this year. But I think fourth is pretty respectable. As long as you're better than the Angels, you got to kind of work your way up. So, and now we got a new pitcher in here for the Athletics as well. Oh no, JP Sears is still out there. Excuse me. I thought they were going to bring in somebody new, but JP's still out there. Robles grounded out, one away. Just kidding. Next up is Donovan Solano. That was Mitch Garver that grounded out. Don't expect a whole lot out of Mitch, but we'll see where it goes. Next up is Donovan Solano, 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Bottom of the seventh, 2-1 Mariners. Tyler Soderstrom with a solo blast early in the matchup. And finally, Julio Rodriguez comes to play with a 2-run jack to give us a 2-1 lead here in the end of the matchup. Oh, Joey Logano spins out into the wall. Caution is out. 1-1 pitch from Sears to Solano. And it kind of feels like the Solano-Miles Mastroboni was a mistake. Just like we thought that Polanco and Garver signings were a mistake, but Polo has been, good this year, even though he's not playing today. But I actually think Miles Mastroboni is going to be better than Solano. Solano was a dumb move, but again, the Mariners aren't the smartest when it comes to getting players in free agency. Big swing and a miss behind in the count 1-2, but I don't really have a whole lot of faith in Donovan. Yeah, and we got the Tigers coming up tomorrow. And that's another young and up-and-coming team where, they got hot late and then ended up making that proper run. Solano crushes that one towards third base. Foul. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We need a couple more likes to get to 30. Let's get there, baby. And then we're at 20, 80 to go on the Dono train. We got Trent Thornton warming up. Last time we saw him, he gave up a home run. Our bullpen stinks, but hopefully it'll be better as the year goes on. Pitch is inside. At the ribs, 2 balls and 2 strikes for JP Sears. As Joey Logano hits the wall hard. Caution is out at Martinsville. 2-2 pitch from Sears to Solano. Solano, foul tip. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. JP has done well. Only 1 bad pitch to Julio Rodriguez up to this point, but he's been solid. Just like every single pitcher for the Athletics in this series has been solid. Osvaldo Bido yesterday, solid. Everyone has been very good for the A's. But again, we make everyone look good. And, that kind of happens when you're a bottom 5 hitting team. Everyone looks like a goddamn Cy Young superstar. 2-2 pitch from Sears to Solano. Solano crushes that one behind the plate. Foul. And it feels like the momentum has shifted slightly, so hopefully that will be the case. Defending Cup champions without a top 5, Bill Elliott, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, and Joey Logano in 2025. Solano pops up, should be a routine play here in the infield. 2 players almost collide with each other, but they don't. 2 away. Need better communication there out of Jacob Wilson and Max Schumann. Next up for the Mariners, third baseman today, filling in for Jorge Polanco, who can't throw or play defense worth a shit. Bringing into the matchup here, Dylan Moore. Especially towards the late part of the game, if you ended up seeing what Polanco tried to do from third base. I mean, he was shitty at defense at second, and he's even worse at third. He did have in game number 1, a line drive that he stopped. But since then, he's not a very good defender. We should have kept Eugenio Suarez. Facts. Great home run hitter, great contact hitter, and a great defender. But it shows you Mariners are not the brightest up in management. The grass is not always greener on the other side. To go from Eugenio Suarez to Josh Rojas to, Polo's been good offensively, but defensively, it's kind of a nightmare. Bottom of the 7th, 2-1 Mariners. Nobody on, 2 outs, 2-1 count from Sears to Moore. Moore pops up to shallow center. And they drop the ball. 3 Athletics try to drive to it. And that should have been a double, but Dylan Moore was trying to keep it safe. Nice single by Demo. Let me guess, Neil, you have a parlay. And that is the end of JP Sears' night. And a good thing they didn't collide. Lawrence Butler, as well as a few of the other individuals out there in the outfield. That could have been very bad for J.J. Bleday, Miguel Andujar, and Lawrence Butler. JP Sears' night is up, and let's see who they're bringing in. It looks like they're going to bring in Sterner. Next up for the Mariners at second base, Ryan Bliss. Yeah, I got ESP. I already know. Take a look at some of the scores while we have a little commercial break. In March Madness, you had Houston at the 1 seed beating the 2 seed Tennessee 69-50, beating the brakes off of them. And then Auburn right now is up 31-24 with 14 seconds left in the first half. And obviously we have Houston and Duke, a 1 seed and a 1 seed next Saturday. And then if Auburn wins, they'll be playing Florida, their toughest test to date. And then on the MLB side, we got the Angels and White Sox knotted up at 2 in a rain delay. Cubs up 3-0 on the Diamondbacks. Obviously, in this game, we're up 2-1. And then we have all final scores. Yankees 12, Brewers 3. They're implementing a new bat, and they've been able to score 32 runs in the last 2 games. I think it's working, and it definitely helps when you have someone from MIT designing a new bat, and everyone's hitting from the Yankees now. Moving the wood from the barrel, obviously kind of more towards the cork and the hands, up towards the sweet spot, and obviously it's working. Bottom of the 7th, 2-1 Mariners, and we're back to green flag racing here at Martinsville. 75 to go. Hamlin, Bell, Wallace, Larson, and Elliott. Napa, no how. Let's go. And Dylan Moore is caught stealing. Fuck! Oh, what a throw. I don't know if that was legit. I want to see a replay. See if we get a challenge here. I'm not sure if he was out. The ump was pretty emphatic there that he was out, but I don't know. Nice throw by Pareda. Normally that's Shea Langolias. And if it was Shea, it probably would have been safe, but that was a hell of a throw. Let's look at it again. Oh, yeah, it looks like he's out. Got him on the lower back. Tough. End of the 7th inning. Let's go to the top of the 8th. We're up 2-1. Let's get back into the scores. And these are all finals today. Yankees 12, Brewers 3, Nats 5, Phillies 1, Blue Jays 3, Orioles 1, Rays 6, Rockies 4, Marlins 3, Pirates 2, Giants 6, Reds 3, Guardians 6, Royals 2, Cardinals 9, Twins 2, and then the Rangers beat the Red Sox 3-2. Last game after this one, in about an hour, will be the Braves and the Padres. Padres 3-0, Braves 0-3. Probably the best team with an 0-3 record at this point, but it's tough sometimes when you end up going against a tough opponent to start off the year. Let's go, baby. And now they're bringing in Trent Thornton. Santos, you did your job, and hopefully Trent will do his. Last time we saw Trent, he gave up a home run. Hopefully he doesn't do that shit here today. All right, Trent. Come on, baby. Yeah, but the shape of the bat, there's a slight modification, the bat that they're using, but it definitely makes sense. Why have more wood, by your hands when you can implement that wood in the sweet spot? Make it a little bit wider so that there's more contact area for the baseball if you can get contact. And again, I wasn't really too sure how good the Yankees were going to be, but if they have this new bat that the whole team is using, and Bellinger and Goldschmidt and Chisholm and Judge and Wells and Volpe, everyone's connecting. Who knows? Maybe the Yankees will represent the American League again, and we'll get Yankees-Dodgers again. Now, again, if you're a Dodger or a Yankee fan, you love that. But if you're anyone else, you're like, okay, we need somebody else up in that matchup. 1-0 pitch. Thornton. And that one gets crushed foul. Three more likes to 30. Let's get there, baby. We got Seth Brown coming in, pitch hitting. Pitch is high and out of the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike to Seth Brown. 231 average. OBP of 282, slugging 379, 14 homers and 44 ribbies last season in 2024. 3-1 pitch from Thornton. Brown crushes that one, fading foul. .62 laps to go, and Thornton walks Seth Brown. You stink, Trent. Hamlin, Bell, Wallace, Larson, and Elliott. They're at Martinsville in your top 5. Chastain, Priest, Briscoe, Gilliland, and Ryan Blaney in your top 10. 61 laps to go. Mariners up 2-1 here today as they do the wave here in the top of the 8th. And next up is LB, one of their best players, Lawrence Butler. Little foul tip there, behind in the count 0-1. Can't have Dodgers and Phillies in the World Series because they are in the same division. I assume that's what you were planning on typing in instead of Phillips. You're talking about NLCS, but not World Series. .02 pitch incoming from Trent Thornton to Lawrence Butler. 59 laps to go here at Martinsville. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Nice job by Trent. All right, baby. Bring that electricity. Don't fuck it up. 1 away. Next up, DHing the best player on the A's, Brent Rooker. But so far this year, Tyler Soderstrom has been the best player for the Athletics in the first 4 games. Rooker pops up. Should stay in play. Julio is there. No fly zone. 2 away. Next up for the Athletics, center fielder J.J. Bleday. Chase has been up in the top 5 all day, and hopefully he can end up getting to victory lane. Yeah. It's all good, Captain. All you got to do is just go to like MLB.com or ESPN and kind of study. Just kind of look at the, teams and the way that, the conferences are laid out from the American League and the National League. But National League, Dodgers, Phillies, Padres, Braves, those are usually the powerhouse teams typically, right? And then obviously you got Yankees, Astros, Rangers, Mariners, Guardians, Twins, on the other side. So Orioles. Two-0 count from Thornton to Bleday in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first. We're in the top of the 8th. 2-1 Mariners. Tyler Soderstrom with a solo dinger to give them the 1-0 lead. Julio Rodriguez with his first homer in 2025, and it was a good one. A 2-run jack to give us the lead and hopefully the win. Pitch is low at the knees by Thornton to J.J. Bleday. 3 balls and 1 strike to Bleday. Now, all it will take, Captain, is just a little bit of, studying, and you'll be able to figure it out. It doesn't take too much. Plus, if you're here on stream almost every day, we talk about it every day here too. So, go to first, and that is the end of the inning. Nice job by the Mariners there. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th, and let's see if we can add on a little bit of insurance as we go to the end of the matchup. We're getting there. We're at 30, baby. Let's go. Let's try to hit 40 before the stream ends. $50 laps to go here at Martinsville. And I apologize to any of the NASCAR fans. Obviously Mariners and Ducks are going to be a priority, but, we will do some more NASCAR Cup, races on the channel. But, if it comes on the same time as the Mariners, then chances are we're going to do the Mariners, but I can always give coverage on both. I'll always be watching and covering both if they're on at the same time. So, and typically on Sundays, the Mariners play in the, afternoon, roughly around the same time. Hamlin, Bell, Wallace, Elliott, and Larson in your top 5. Justine, Priest, Briscoe, Gilliland, and Ryan Blaney in your top 10, with Michael McDowell, the former Daytona 500 winner from a few years back, in 11th. Let's go M's. Well, I think it's a little bit more important for us fans than your parlay, but we'll see. JP Sears, 6.2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, no base on balls, 7 Ks. And we need some insurance here, and hopefully we can get it. And then Brian Wu, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 base on balls, 5 Ks. So Sears had a little bit better of a day, and Soderstrom and Julio have been the heroes for their respective teams so far today. Yeah, I'll be doing Dodgers. My dad is a big Dodger fan from the 50s. So if the Mariners have the day off, the first team that we're going to do to replace the Mariners stream will be the Dodgers. Bliss in the box with a 1-2 count. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Bliss. 1 away. Next up for the Mariners in the 9-hole, J.P. Crawford. Come on, J.P. Pitch right down the middle for a strike looking. Behind the count, 0-1. Torpedo bats are legit. You know, the individual that ended up making them for the Yankees, went to school at MIT. So, again, people think, oh, it's like a corked bat. It's illegal. It's not. It's just moving the wood from, the hands up towards the sweet spot. So it's just a little bit wider, and that gives you more of a contact on the ball. But again, if you can't hit, it's not going to matter. But the Yankees have a bunch of hitters, and, again, 32 runs in the last 2 games. I would say that the bat is working. Big swing and a miss behind in the count. Now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, the Mariners need some shit like that. Every team needs it. But it shows you if you have intelligence and you have good people on the roster, things will be, developed at some point or another. I mean, it's like going from like a wood bat to an aluminum bat, based off numbers. But pretty wild. And if you actually see it side by side, there's not a whole lot of difference visually, but you can tell it's slightly wider at the top in the sweet spot. JP, back. And you got 2 athletic players running into each other again, but they don't drop it. JJ Bleday and Lawrence Butler need better communication there. 2 away. Communication's terrible out there for the A's in the outfield. They're going to end up getting injured. Next up is right fielder Victor Robles. 37 laps to go at Martinsville. Hamlin, Bell, Wallace, Elliott, and Larson. Come on, baby. Napa, no how. But I don't really feel uncomfortable doing any team. The amount of reading and film study that I do, it's like second nature to me. So, and then if the Dodgers and the Mariners are both off, and I'm not doing, let's say, like Blazers or Kraken or WWE Monday Night Raw, then obviously depending on what the matchup is, if there's a good matchup, then I'll do that, regardless if that's, the Braves or the Padres or the Yankees or whoever. Pitch is outside to Victor Robles, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, Denny's had the best car today, especially on the back end of this race. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Robles. And we're going to the 9th inning. Last opportunity for the Athletics. Let's see who they have up. Last opportunity for the A's. Left fielder, Miguel Andujar. Batting second, a guy that hit 2 home runs in the opening game on opening day and has 1 today. First baseman, Tyler Soderstrom. Got to be careful when we pitch to him. And batting third, an individual that has been stepping up in 2025, shortstop, Jacob Wilson. And I assume that we'll be bringing in Andres Munoz, and hopefully we can shut the door. And yes, we are bringing in Munoz. Let's go, Captain. Let's go, baby. A little Andres Munoz for good luck. And then how about a little bit more Andres Munoz for good luck? And how about fuck it? How about a couple more Andres Munoz? We need all the luck that we can get. Hasn't really been a very good start for us, but if we can win this game and split with the Athletics, which are going to be a better team this year, like I mentioned, that would be a success, with all things considered. All right, Andres, you got 4 photos up. There's goddamn no excuse to choke here. Let's go. Munoz. Get it done. Bring that electricity. Bye. And we'll be able to tell, how good Munoz is, in the first few pitches. if he's really wild, then that means that he'll probably walk the first couple guys. But if he ends up getting a punch out, in one of the first two batters, then we're going to end up winning and we're going to get out of this. So we'll see if he ends up having any control, because we know he can throw the heat, right? Like Bryce Miller and Brian Wu. But one thing Munoz lacks sometimes is control. 60 games, 3-7 record, 2.12 ERA last year. And obviously, the K to walk, numbers are decent, like in the high 70s for the Ks, but in the high 20s on the walk. But first pitch almost hits Miguel Andujar in the fucking head. This might be a little sus. Munoz, 1-0 pitch. There we go. Get him to chase. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike to Miguel Andujar. Come on, baby. And you don't need to go inside. If anything, go outside. And, if you're afraid that you're going to get taken yard, if you go right down the middle with that high heat. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is in the zone for a strike. Nice frame job there by Cal Raleigh. Now he's behind in the count, 1-2. Let's go, Mariners. We got this, baby. We got this. Let's go. 1-2 pitch. Smoke him. And he crushes it towards third base. Foul. Andujar in the box. Munoz on the mound. Ana, buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? Vamos, Mariners. Vamos, Maneros. 1-2 pitch for Munoz. Got him! Fuck yeah! Let's go! 1 away. And this is the good Munoz. Like I mentioned, if he doesn't walk the first 2 guys, yeah! There we go. Now the guy that we got to worry about, the guy that's been the best player for the Athletics, not named Lawrence Butler or Brent Rooker, this guy right here, Tyler Soderstrom. So we cannot give up a game-tying home run, because we got to find a way. First pitch. I mean, if you have to walk a batter like this, this might be the guy that if it ends up happening, it will be all right. You would assume, but hopefully we can punch him out or just get a nice ground out or a pop-up. 1-0 pitch to Soderstrom. Pitch on the corner. Should have been a strike. It was close, but now he is behind in the count. Munoz, 2-0 count, and I would assume that, based off a 2-0 count, Tyler will get on base with a single or double. 2-0 pitch. Pitch is low and outside, 3-0 count. And obviously he'll have the green light here, and as long as it's not a home run, we'll be fine. But it's either going to be a walk or a single. Bank on that. 3-0 pitch. And Soderstrom, fuck! And it's a single. Son of a bitch. Nice job by Tyler. See, those are the situations where you hope that you're wrong and you don't want to have good ESP and predict what's going to happen, but there it is. And next up, shortstop, Jacob Wilson. But the good thing is we can end up getting a ground, a little double play action here with a slow roll dribbler to second base. So we'll see what happens here. But again, Jacob Wilson has had a good eye for the ball in these last few games. First pitch to Wilson is in there for a strike. We got this, baby. We got this, Dub. I feel it. We got this. We got this, baby. We might not be able to get a double play, maybe a force out. 0-1 pitch. Dribbler. It's in play. Throw it to second. Got him. Oh, shit. That was close. Nice job by Ryan Bliss to catch that. Soderstrom was barely, we're talking that close from being safe. 2 away. 1 more out, baby. 1 more out. Here we go. All right. Last but not least, third baseman Gio Urshela. We got this. Let's go. One more to go. First pitch right down the middle. Crushes that one. Fading foul. Thank God. He's 0 for 2 with a sac bunt in the second. Open your eyes, brother. Big swing and a miss. Let's go. Behind in the count 0-2. Everyone standing up. Bring in the smoke, baby. Bring in the smoke. O2 pitch from Munoz. Got him! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Hell yeah! There we go, baby. Final score, Mariners 2, Athletics 1. Woo! Let's go, baby. We split the series. It wasn't pretty whatsoever, but our guy, Andres Munoz, gets the job done. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for Julio, maybe we lose this game 1-0. So thank God. We fucking needed that desperately. And then let's see how many laps we have left, here at Martinsville. 11 to go, so I'll stay for the rest of this race. This is going to be over in a moment, so. Nice job, Mariners. Hell yeah, we needed that. GG. GG, Athletics, and all the fans. Shout out to TR, athletic fan, who's from the Colorado area. Got some Andres Galarraga photos earlier on, and he got us on the board when things were looking a little bleak. And shout out to Captain as well for supporting the channel, because that's what we need. We need people to like, sub, donate, comment, share, and I appreciate that very, very much. All right, less than 10 laps to go, and unless there's a caution, Danny Hamlin's going to win this race. We got Hamlin, Bell, Wallace, Elliott, and Larson, teammates at Hendrick Motorsports in 4th and 5th. Chastain, Priest, Briscoe, Gilliland, and Blaney in your top 10. But again, Hamlin has been dominant in the back end of this race, and he's been getting that clean air. And again, Bell and Wallace can sniff it. They're close. So are Elliott and Larson, but it just feels that unless if you get a caution and we go to OT, anything can happen. But if we go green flag the rest of the way, no chance for anybody else. I was really hoping this would be the race that Chase Elliott would be able to win, but and plus you have to be doing so many shifting, gear opportunities on every lap. You got to shift up and shift down like 4 times every lap. That can get aggravating. Even these guys as professionals, that will wear you down. On top of doing 400 laps, everyone is going to be dead tired after this race is over. Facts. 5 to go. Hamlin, Bell, Wallace, Elliott, and Larson in your top 5. And again, Denny is cruising. Going on that low line, hitting the high side, and working those lines the way that he knows how to do it. 4 to go. I agree with that, Michael. Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, Munoz will fuck up, just like any closer. But for the most part, he's pretty trustworthy. I would say that out of all the closers in baseball, he's one of the top 5 most reliable, even though there will be a fuck up, here and there. And normally it's control, and losing his location and walking or hitting a batter early on. But luckily that didn't happen, and we found a way to get the dub. It wasn't pretty, and normally we don't win games 2-1 or 3-2. Normally we have to get to 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits or more, or we lose. But, when the Mariners ended up getting 4 runs or more last year, we were like 43-7. So it shows you if we can just find a way to fucking hit, we can be very dominant. Two to go. Looks like Hamlin's going to win this race. White flag, final lap. Bell, Wallace, Elliott, and Larson behind Hamlin, but I don't see anybody catching him. I mean, unless Hamlin's tires just blow up or he has mechanical failure, and, then you'll have someone else. But short track, I mean, Denny Hamlin's going to win this race. And there it is. Denny Hamlin wins Martinsville. Christopher Bell gets second. Bubba Wallace third. And I imagine Chase Elliott will get fourth. Kyle Larson fifth. Yep. Nice job by Denny Hamlin. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Both of these events that I covered today kind of ended around the same time. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. It will be live tomorrow for the Tigers and the Mariners. And let me give you the time on that as we do that tomorrow. And we have an early start for Monday Night Raw in London. So I'll be watching that as well. No stream for Monday Night Raw, but I'll be watching. And then we'll be live tomorrow against another tough opponent, the Tigers, and we'll be live at 6:40. And we will have Emerson Hancock against Job. So we'll see on how that goes. Emerson Hancock is our worst pitcher, so hopefully we can find a way to get some runs to help him out. But I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who you know talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Final score, Mariners 2, Athletics 1, and I'm out. Dang. Go M's.